Welcome to your practice. In this 60-minute power yoga flow, we ask the question, do you have the strength to awaken? We explore this through physical strength over the course of these 60 minutes. Be sure to click subscribe below, and I will see you at the end. And so as we all come in to practice this morning, wherever we might be joining from, it can be nice to share where you're joining from in the chat or the comments, just to create that felt sense of community and connection. So if you feel inspired to drop a hello and share where it is you're practicing from today, oftentimes that's a beautiful way to begin and to feel that sense of connection that is so essential to yoga, and that sense of remembering. And that's something that we'll be working with today in practice, this idea of membership. And each time we come to the mat and we practice, whether we're alone or together, we are remembering ourselves and each other. So after you've maybe said hello and shared where you're practicing from, I'll share the suggestion that if you appreciate using blocks to support your practice, you might have one at the top front corner of your mat and one at the back corner of your mat, so that there's one at the front and back and there to support you if and when you feel like that might be called for your practice today. So let's begin in child's pose. Big toes come together. Knees draw apart as wide as it feels appropriate for you. Many of you have heard me say this several times in different classes, but there are two ways to come into child's pose. One is with the knees quite wide so that the chest drapes between the thighs. The more traditional form of balasana or child's pose is with the knees a little bit closer together so that the chest rests on the thighs. Completely personal, totally up to you. Stretch the arms out ahead if that's okay for your body, and rest your forehead down onto the floor. You could always take a block and bring the floor up to meet you instead. And check in just before you firmly decide to stay where you are. And take a little inventory. Is this the best place for you right now at the start of your practice? Sometimes we need a little bit more support, which is why we bring the knees closer together. And sometimes we need a little bit more space, which is why we might separate the knees and drape the chest between the thighs. And very personal to you as you mark this sacred start of practice by turning your attention inside. And once you've found that position for your body that feels sustainable today, that gives you the permission to be where you are and to come into that practice of membership, of remembering yourself, unifying not just the attention with the body, but unifying the attention or the mind with the rhythm and the flow of the breath. And so from here, keeping the palms planted down, on an inhale, just gaze forward toward the top of your mat. Imagine that you could pull your heart a little bit forward, get a little bit longer through the sides of the waist, especially the mid-back. And then exhale out the mouth and bow a little bit more deeply, resting the forehead toward the floor. And we'll do two more like that. Through the nose, inhale, almost like you were finding a version of flat back, lengthen from crown of head to tail. And then out the mouth, exhale, bow yourself in a little more deeply as the forehead touches the block or the mat. Last time, inhale as if you could drag the flesh of the heels of the hands back and the heart forward. Out the mouth, exhale, bow down, resting the forehead just a little bit lower. Pausing there just for a moment, sealing in the sound of ujjayi, drawing the breath in through the nose and along the back of the throat. And on your next inhale, rise to all fours, slipping the hands back so they're underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Maybe a little bend in the elbows if, like me, you tend to hyperextend. On an inhale, drop the navel, lift the tail, draw the heart through, resist the urge to rush, and slip the shoulders away from the ears and down the back. Linking breath to movement, exhale, tuck the tail, drive the floor away, spread the shoulder blades wide across the back of the heart as you hang your head. Two more like that today. Inhale, belly melts, articulating every vertebrae as you just start to awaken the back and front body. Exhale, curl in, activate Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha as you hug the navel toward the spine. You get totally empty of breath. One more time, deep inhale through the nose to the very bottom of the lungs. As you lift the heart, you find that little arch of the spine. And then exhale to round in, spread the vertebrae apart, hang the head, let it go. On an inhale, come back to the midline, find a flat back. So you're in that in-between place. Navel still hugging to the spine as the sides of the waist hug in. And as you exhale, step your right toes to the back of your mat, spin the sole of your right foot flat. And with your left hand under your left shoulder, your left knee underneath your left hip, inhale your right arm straight up to the sky. And then notice if you're in a back bend, and can you find a sense of plank pose here? So we start to awaken by linking our attention away from the habitual movements we sometimes get stuck in. And we start to get a little bit disciplined, placing the body in a specific way, attuned not just with the pose, but with the breath. So imagine that you could reach your sitting bones towards your back right heel. Feel how that lengthens your low back. At the same time, your pubic bone lifts towards your face, engages your low abdominals. So front body hugs back body, helps us to keep our balance as we do this. Even though the front body is engaged, still breathing deeply, take an inhale, reach a little taller through the right arm, and then exhale and extend the right arm up and over the head. And as you keep breathing here, notice what happened to your left shoulder. Oftentimes, we just start to sink into that left shoulder out of habit. The left shoulder starts to slip up toward the left ear. And so as you continue breathing, can you roll the left shoulder down the back, turn the left side waist on those lat muscles so that there's space from your ears to your shoulders as you extend the right arm overhead. Then on an inhale, reach the right arm up, and you might turn your gaze down for some supportive balance here. Shift the weight a little bit forward, lift the right leg up, parallel to the mat, drive the right foot back. So strong right leg is gonna help you to balance. And then you can stay there or start to bring the right leg forward until the right foot is in alignment with the right hip, and see how high you can lift that leg. Turning on the glutes, turning on the hamstrings, flexing the right toes towards your face, and through it all, you keep breathing deep. On an inhale, reach the right leg straight back behind, floating it off the mat, the height of the hip if you can. Take one more inhale here as you press out of your left hand. Then exhale, place the right hand down underneath the right shoulder. Turn your lifted right leg down toward the mat so your 5 right toes point toward the floor. Sweep your left arm forward. Navel still lifted, now giving the left arm a break. Press out of the right arm, driving the floor away. One more inhale here. Exhale, left elbow to the outside edge of the right knee. Create a little bit of a twist here. So sometimes we tap elbow to knee. See if you can twist, bringing the elbow outside of the knee if possible today. Inhale, reach it all out, lift it all up, left arm forward, right leg back, just twice more. Exhale, left elbow outside of right knee, little twist. Inhale, reach it all out, not lifting it higher than the torso or the hip. Exhale, elbow outside of the knee one final time. Inhale, reach it all out, take a goodbye breath. Back to tabletop pose as you exhale. And then noticing that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. So again, awakening to this moment that you're in. Notice the tendency of the mind to jump ahead, either into the practice or into the rest of the day. So can you awaken to this moment? Can you be strong enough to stay here, even if the starting pace is a little bit slow for you today? Step the left toes to the back of the mat. Spin the sole of the left foot flat, and then on an inhale, sweep the left arm up toward the sky, stacking the left shoulder on top of the right, and then that same work here. And so what we're going to find is the outward movement of energy from right hand to left hand. So we spread the arms wide apart as if the shoulder blades could move away from the spine. as if the arms were moving in two directions, right arm down to the floor, left arm up into the ceiling. And in yoga, we call this Vyana Vayu, the outward flow of energy. And then you find its opposite, Samana Vayu, the inward flow of energy from that little tilt, plank-like energy of the pelvis. So the navel hugging in, the belly protecting the spine, and you're moving in these two beautiful directions. Take an inhale, lift up through the left hand, and then exhale and extend the left arm up and over the crown of the head. And so now you have that outward flow of energy from left hand to left foot as you grow spacious through the left side waist. And yet you still have that inward flow of energy as you snuggle the right shoulder down the back away from the right ear. So you have that little squeeze of the right side waist. On an inhale, left arm back up to the sky. You might look down just to support your balance, find one place for your eyes, and then lift the left leg up the height of the hip. Give that left leg loads of energy because the stronger it is, the easier it is to balance. And you can stay there or start to bring the left leg straight out in front of you. How high can you lift it? It's not a test. It doesn't matter. You might be 1 inch off the floor. You might be 3 feet off the floor. You don't need to lift the leg higher than the hip. You're just exploring range of motion and waking up different muscle groups as we begin. Reach the left leg straight back behind you. If you took it ahead, keep it the height of the hip. Take one last breath in. Exhale, left hand underneath left shoulder. Square the hips, wrapping the lifted left hip down toward the floor. Sweep the right arm forward. So the more specifically your attention can be in your body and connecting the movements to the breath, the more deeply engaged you're going to be in the present moment, which is really where happiness and awakening lives. Take one more inhale, stretch it all out. Exhale, elbow outside of the knee. So see if you can engage that little sense of twist. Let's flow. Inhale, reach it all out and extend it long. Exhale, elbow outside of the knee. Big deep breath in, sweep out, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee, little squeeze. Inhale, reach it all out, lift it all up. Hand, knee, foot down to the floor, tabletop pose, and then step the feet back up or push up plank. Remember, you can always modify, drive the heels back, and notice if you dropped the head. So we have a tendency to do that. Press out of the heels of the hands, reach the heart forward, gaze forward. So there's a sense of optimism. Take a breath. Rock forward onto the toes, and then rock back. 2 more times. Rock forward onto the toes like you're trying to bonk the wall ahead of you with your head, and then drive back through the heels. 1 more time, rock forward, hold there, take a goodbye breath. And from that place, start to bend the elbows, hover chaturanga, and then release the whole body down onto the mat. Release the tops of the feet to the floor. Today, take the tips of your fingers to the outside corner edges of your yoga mat. Being up on the tips of the fingers activates what we call hasta bandha, the palm of the hand. And the stronger this is, the stronger the wrist is, the more protected they are. So we'll flow 3 cobras like this. Inhale, fingertip cobra. Hasta bandha lifted, so palm of the hand lifted. Roll the shoulders back, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lengthen to lower, still on the tips of the fingers. As my teacher used to say, like you're protecting the frosting on a cupcake under your hand. Inhale, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, tips of the fingers active. Exhale, lengthen to lower, release to the mat. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the heart on the tips of the fingers. The legs are still strong. The tops of the feet press down. The knees lift even as the thighs rest. Exhale, heart, chest, and chin to the mat. Place the hands back by the low ribs. Hug the elbows in, tuck the toes under, knees lift. On an inhale, press back to plank pose. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Separate the feet, sitting bone distance or wider if you need it today. Planting down through the inseam of the hand, the thumb, the first finger. Put your attention back into your body. Every time the attention wanders off the mat, around the room, around your life, around the world, you come right back. Feet on the floor, hands on the mat, the sensations of the rising and the falling of the breath. Here we go. Take an inhale, press the thighs back. As you exhale, bend the knees, step the feet forward, hip distance at the top of the mat. Pull the chest out, take an inhale, heart ahead. Exhale, fold forward, stay down low, give the left knee a generous bend. Straighten the right leg. So as the left knee bends, the right thigh presses back. Slip your left hand outside of your right ankle, and then inhale your right arm to the sky. In just a moment there, you might turn the gaze up. You might look toward that right thumb or not. Take one more inhale. We move on. Fold, exhale, both legs straight. Put a generous bend into the right knee. Press the left thigh back. Feel the back of the left leg turn on, and then keeping that right hand outside of the left ankle, left arm to the sky, turn the heart to the left. Stack the left shoulder on top of the right. Maybe you look up. It's not necessary, always optional. One more deep breath in, lean back. Exhale as you fold, maybe both legs straight as the head drops. On an inhale, pull the chest forward. Float the hands to the hips today. Feel the navel lift on that out breath, and then scoop the heart forward on your next inhale. Rise all the way to stand. Circle the arms up to the sky. Exhale, pull your hands to your heart. Backs of the thumbs press into the front of the heart. Close the eyes. And just before we start to flow, take a moment here and land and arrive. One of the best ways, especially as we sustain practice over time, is to remember why we began. Most of us did not come to practice because everything in our life was going well. We often came to practice at a time of crisis or in a deep need for healing. And so remember what brought you to your mat, maybe place. Remember what keeps you coming back. Why are you here? Why do you keep showing up even on the days where you really don't want to and you don't want to practice? There's an awareness inside of you, that deeper feeling of membership that got you here in the first place, that knows you are always already connected. And so today we have the strength to keep connecting into that. From here we flow. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky, deep breath, strong front body, hugs back body. Fold down, exhale, let go and get empty of breath. Chest out, inhale, find your version of a flat back. Plant your hands as you exhale, step your feet back to plank, take an inhale. Chaturanga today, hover as you exhale. Roll over the toes, inhale to upward facing dog. And as you exhale, roll back over the toes, chaturanga once again. Back to plank on an inhale, downward facing dog as we exhale. And we're gonna flow like this, one breath per movement. Remember why you started. Take an inhale, lift the sitting bones up and back. Bend the knees as you exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Flat back, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold and drop your head. On the breath, inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands at your heart, you anchor back in. Inhale, sweep both arms up, sound of the breath. Forward fold, exhale, ujjayi, breath along the back of the throat. Heart lifts, inhale, glance out. Plant the hands as you exhale, either step to plank or float to chaturanga. Up dog on an inhale, roll over the tops of the feet. Then exhale, roll back over the toes, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Two more today. We're just going to keep moving. Inhale, press the tops of the thighs back. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or fly, feet to hands. Flat back, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold, drop the head. Inhale to the sky, anchor through the feet, rise to stand. Exhale, pull connection, membership, right back down to your heart as you awaken. Inhale, both arms up, the strength to stay. Exhale, fold forward over strong legs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower or float with elbows bent. Inhale, upward facing dog if it's available today. Exhale, back to chaturanga. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Down dog as you exhale. We have one more, but child's pose is always there. Inhale, lift the sitting bones up and back. Exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, step or hop. Inhale, lift your heart, look out. Exhale, fold, soften your eyes. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, trace it right back down to the midline. Last time, inhale, both arms up. Feel the body awakening. Exhale, fold forward. You can breathe out the mouth. Inhale, fill the lungs, pull the chest out. Exhale, plant the hands, step, float, and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back to chaturanga, elbows in. Straighten the arms, inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause there as you let those go. You just start to feel the heat picking up, the rate of the heart, maybe the temperature today. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. 1 more time, inhale. Anything you need to release out the mouth. On an inhale, press back, we move on. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Chest lifts, inhale, lengthen spine and back. Exhale, fold, bow deeper in. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, sit back, your version of Utkatasana today. Heavy in the heels, light in the heart. Soften the shoulders, look forward at the horizon. Take 1 more deep breath, sit a little deep. Exhale, fold hands to the mat. Chest out, inhale, gaze ahead. Hands down, exhale, step back and lower slow or float. Inhale, up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, straight back to down dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Same way you did on hands and knees, parallel to the mat. As you exhale, start to bring the knee toward the nose. Roll the shoulders over the wrists. Look forward, step the right foot through. Stay on your back toes today. Sit deep into the front right thigh. Lift the back left thigh. And then staying down low, on your inhale, reach your 2 arms forward. Chest hovers above the thigh. You're still hugging the navel up toward the spine. You're still squeezing the inner thighs in. Take 1 more in-breath as you grow a little longer from hands to back heel. Then just reach the arms straight back as you exhale. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Notice you haven't dropped your head. Dig a little deep, give it 1 last reach back. Inhale to crescent pose. Reach the arms out and up like you're making a big circle around the body. Right hand to left wrist. Take an inhale, lift the left arm up, and then exhale, lean up and over to the right. So awakening the left side waist, all of those many muscles that wrap around the left side lung so that you can draw in a little more prana, a little deeper breath. Give it 1 last little reach there. Inhale, back up to crescent pose. Separate the hands, look up, reach up. As you exhale, reach the hands down toward the mat, plant the left hand underneath the left shoulder, and circle the right arm to the sky. Stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Sit a little deep into the front right thigh. Lift a little bit up through the left thigh. Lean back, inhale. Right arm up and over the head as you exhale. Turning the heart to the right, rolling the right waist back. Stay strong in that left hand as you inhale and reach the right arm to the ceiling. Start to spin to the blade of the left foot as you exhale, and then take your right foot all the way behind you, flip it out. Lift the hips up, inhale, right toes support you as the hips rise and the right arm goes overhead. Then exhale, plant the right hand down, pull the right knee to the nose the way you began. On an inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga with strength. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, press back. Second side before we flow it. Inhale, left heel lifts. Exhale, left foot steps through. Stay down low. Fingertips under shoulders. Feel the chest pull forward. Feel the right heel drive back. So you make space in the body, space for energy, for prana to move. Reach the arms forward on your inhale today. So the in-breath takes the arms forward. The gaze is still down beyond the toes. 1 long line of energy from head to tailbone. Notice if that left hip wants to swing out. Pull the left femur bone back and hug the left hip in. Then keeping that stability, sweep the arms down by your sides. So especially for those of you that have tender backs, the navel is lifting, the front body supporting the back body. You're strong from the inside out. Give it one last little reach back. Sweep the arms out. Inhale, rise up, crescent pose. Left hand to right wrist. Take another inhale, grow a little taller from right hip to right hand. Then lean to the left as you exhale. Take the right arm up and overhead. As you lean to the left, find one place for your eyes and notice if you dissociated. Did you leave your body? Take another breath. On an inhale, come up through the center, crescent pose, reach up. Exhale, right hand underneath right shoulder, left arm to the sky on an inhale. Spread the wings wide. Same work here. Left thigh pulls back, left hip hugs in, right hip lifts so the pelvis is balanced as much as it can. Then extend the left arm up and over the crown of your head. One line of energy from right heel to left hand. Awaken the body by awakening and deepening the breath. Inhale, left arm to the sky, look down. As you exhale, start to spin to the blade of the right foot and then step the left toes behind you. Lift the hips. Inhale, left arm up and overhead. Exhale, plant the left hand down, pull the left knee to the nose, hug it in. Step the left toes back to plank. Exhale, lower slow elbows, hug your waist. Inhale, cobra or up dog, you rise. Exhale, downward facing dog, as we just get ready to link this in a meditative flow. And you're going at your pace, one breath per movement. So when we flow this twice, if we were all together, some people might be a little bit ahead and some people might be 5 postures behind. This isn't a race. This is your time. It's sacred time. You're awakening to the possibility of being in this moment fully. We ask that question, who are you really? Who do you want to be? And this is your time to inhabit that. On an inhale, lift the sitting bones up and back. Bend the knees as you exhale, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale, sit deep, arms reach. Exhale, dive your own amount. Inhale, gaze out halfway. Exhale, hands down, step or float back, lower slow. Inhale, shoulders roll low. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot through. Arms straight forward on the inhale, chest parallel. Exhale, arms reach behind. Inhale, rise up to crescent pose. Exhale, hold the wrist and lean to the right side. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, left hand under left shoulder. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, right arm overhead. Inhale, right arm lifts up. Exhale, spin to the blade of the left foot and drop the toes behind. Inhale, lift the hips and reach the right arm overhead. Exhale, plant the right hand, pull the right knee to the nose. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower slow. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, down dog, we flow. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through light. Both arms forward. Inhale, reach ahead and strengthen. Exhale, sweep it back and clear. Inhale, both arms circle up above. Exhale, lean to the left side. Inhale, back to the center, grow. Exhale, right hand under right shoulder. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, sweep it overhead. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, to the blade of the foot, drop the left toes back. Inhale, lift the hips and lift the heart. Exhale, left hand down, left knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A moment there to pause. Orient yourself. Find one place for your eyes. Place your feet and your hands in a specific way that somatically grounds you into this moment. So you're right here, right now. You can't awaken in your to-do list. You're not here to awaken later on today.
You are here right now in this practice to be awake to your life in this present moment, whether you like it or not. So we keep that lightheartedness, that sense of humor, which is so key to staying on the path. One last time, inhale, press the heart back. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward, step or hop if it's best. Chest out, inhale, drop in, exhale. Chair pose, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale, glance out halfway. Exhale, hands down, step or float or skip it. Inhale, cobra or up dog, your choice. Down dog, exhale, back. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot through. Inhale, both arms straight ahead. Exhale, arms sweep behind. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hold the wrist, lean to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, left hand under left shoulder. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm overhead. Inhale, right arm straight above. Exhale, spin to the blade of the foot, right toes back. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, hand to the mat. Knee to the nose, hug it in. Step back, inhale, plank, and descend if it's best. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, down dog last time. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through. Inhale, both arms reach forward. Exhale, both arms reach back. Inhale, crescent pose. Left hand holds right wrist. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale to the middle. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, sweep it overhead. Inhale, left arm straight up. Exhale, spin to the blade and drop the toes back. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, hand down, thigh to chest. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower slow. Inhale, roll your shoulders low. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause there. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This breath right now is your opportunity. Now, we're not all in the room together, so there's a different layer of accountability. Your accountability has got to come from inside of yourself. That's a really deep discipline. For some of us, that's one of the deepest disciplines that exists. When we practice together, we feel that sense of accountability to each other. We know that if we do something distracting, it has the potential to ripple through the room. But we're all connected. We're practicing right now. And so just know that it has that same subtle effect. Can you show up for yourself, that reason you started practicing? And then can you remember that every time you show up for yourself in some way, we're showing up for the collective. On an inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot through and seal the back foot flat. Setting up for warrior one. Inhale, ground through the feet, reach the arms above. Wrap the left waist, the left hip forward and pause. Sit down into your front right thigh, your own amount. Press the blade of the back left foot back. Turn your palms forward today. Reach your arms straight ahead and then hook your right thumb over your left. And as you hook your right thumb over your left, flare your elbows out a little bit and imagine that you could pull your arms apart and start to feel maybe your triceps and your arms quivering a little bit. Keeping that strength through the hooked thumbs, inhale the arms up, thumbs still hooked. Flare the elbows out once again, biceps, triceps shaking a little bit. One more big inhale. Thumbs still hooked, bend the elbows as you exhale, almost like you could pull the hands to the crown of the head. Inhale, reach both arms straight up. As you exhale, hook the left elbow underneath the right, Garuda with the arms, eagle with the arms. Forearms press in. Take an inhale, lean back, little back bend. Shoulders back, elbows to the sky. We're not gonna go all the way down, so listen close. Inhale here as you press the forearms in and up. And then exhale, lean out just halfway and pause, almost like you wanted to pull your elbows to your navel. Still pulling the right thigh back, still hugging the right hip in. Chest parallel, sweep your arms back behind you. Catch and interlace your fingers. Draw your shoulders down a little deeper. Inhale. And then fold fully into humble warrior as you exhale. Maybe the right shoulder comes inside of the right knee. Gosh, for some people, the crown of the head might touch the floor. For others, probably not in this lifetime. So find where you are. Beyond that mind of comparison, beyond that mind that seeks approval. Ground through the feet, keep the hands, scoop the heart forward. Inhale, lift the crown of the head all the way up to the sky, hands still interlacing. As you exhale, straighten the right leg. Hands still interlacing. Turn the right toes in to mirror the left. Parallel the outer edges of the feet with the outer edges of the mat. Bend the knees. Pull the knuckles down a little low. Maybe the legs are shaking and quivering here a bit. Take an inhale, lift the heart. With the knees still bent, pour the chest forward. Start to melt the crown of the head toward the floor. Lift the shoulders off the back, away from the ears. You can stay here, or maybe you start to push the thighs back. Maybe now you straighten the legs and bow in a little more deeply. Drop the head. One time, down low, lion's breath. Inhale through the nose. Out the tongue, let it go. Keep the hands interlacing. Scoop the heart forward. Inhale, lift the crown of the head to the sky. Pause there, hands still behind the back. Settle yourself. Feel into your feet. Pivot the right toes forward toward the top of the mat. Heel toe the right foot to the right a little bit. Spin to your back left toes. Hands still behind the back. Lean out halfway as you exhale. Shift the weight forward and float up into your version of warrior 3 with the hands behind the back. Drive the left foot back. Reach the heart forward and out. On an inhale, float the crown of the head to the sky, the left knee up and into the chest. Go slow. As you exhale, left thigh tightly over the right. The foot could hang out. It could wrap behind the calf. It could even rest down onto the mat. Then circle the arms up toward the sky. And again, exhale, left elbow underneath the right. Full eagle pose. You're just here for a beat today. Pull the right thigh back like you've been practicing and sit a little bit deeper. Inhale. Fold as you exhale. Take the elbows past the knees. And then look down toward the earth. See how folded you can get, how close to the mat you can get. Release the fingertips to the floor, legs still interlacing. Like you're unwrapping a present, start to unwrap the left leg, and on an inhale, open up into half moon. Left leg behind you, left arm to the sky. Turn your 5 left toes to the left. That block is there if you need it. Drive the left foot back. Reach the arms away from each other like you've already practiced, spreading out into every direction. Take one more inhale and half moon. Start to bend the right knee slowly as you exhale. Float step back to warrior 2. Reverse it on an inhale. Right arm up and overhead. Reach back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Spin to your back left toes. And on an inhale to 3-leg downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up and back behind you. Look back at your left toes. Start to walk your fingertips towards your left foot on your fresh left leg. Fingertips under shoulders, reach the heart forward on an inhale. Maybe circle your left arm to the sky, twisting half moon. Right heel lifted. Heart reaching forward. You could use that block if it's best. Stack the shoulders, take one more inhale, lean back, open up. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Start to crawl the hands back out, 3-legged downward facing dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right knee to your left elbow, twist deep, hold there. Spin the sole of your left foot flat. Reach your left hand back, hold the outside edge of your right foot, kick your right leg forward, lift it up, kick the foot into the hand, drive the right heel ahead. Take one more inhale there. Exhale, left hand down, right knee to right elbow. And then drop the shin down toward the mat, single pigeon pose. Right foot to left wrist. Reach the left toes back. Hands behind you once again. Catch and interlace. Draw the knuckles down. Lift the heart up. Take an inhale. And exhale, release the hands. Fold forward and bow in. Close the eyes. Breathe deep. And so to have the strength to awaken is to have the strength to love ourselves enough to heal. And it's not an easy road, it's not an easy path. So important to remember that we are not alone in it. We can't see each other, we can't hear each other, but we are together breathing through it. And so take this breath, knowing that you're not alone. And then take this breath, remembering why you started down the path. And take this last breath to remember why you keep showing up. Day in, day out. That deep trust that you know, that level of awareness inside you knows that practice makes a difference. On an inhale, walk the hands back. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, step back to your second to last plank. Take an inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, left foot steps through, back foot spins flat. Heel to heel, circle and rise up. Inhale, warrior one. Find your place in the pose. There's no such thing as perfect alignment. Your left knee does not need to be above your left ankle. It could be. But if that's not appropriate for you today, don't do it. Find a place that's sustainable. It's what our world needs. It's what your body needs. Inhale. Reach your arms straight out ahead of you as you exhale. Hook your left thumb over your right this time. And then try to pull the thumbs apart. Flare the elbows out. Turn the muscles of the arms on. Deepen the breath as you need to. Sustain yourself. Inhale, both arms up. Resist the urge to drop ahead. Stay in the present moment. Inhale, hug the upper arm bones in. And then exhale, flare the elbows out. Spread the elbows apart, still hooking the thumbs, still trying to pull the thumbs apart. Inhale, both arms back up. Exhale, right elbow under left. Interlace, and if that doesn't work for you, you can just press the forearms together. There's always a place for you. Inhale, lift the heart up. Press the elbows up, away from the chest. Feel the shoulder blades protracting, separating away from each other, opening up the back of the heart. Inhale. Out, maybe less than halfway. Exhale, like your elbows want to pull to your navel, like your heart wants to reach forward beyond the top of your mat. Take one more breath. Run your arms down by your sides, and then one finger over the less natural way. Catch your hands behind your back. Inhale. Fold deeply, humble yourself. Exhale. And so humility on the path, so key. Humble enough to not be self-righteous. Humble enough to remember who you really are, which is probably not the one who judges. And simultaneously humble enough to ask for help when you need it. Keep the hands, scoop the heart forward. Inhale, lift the crown of the head. Give the leg a break, straighten the left leg. Hands still interlacing, turn the left toes parallel to meet the right. Feet wide, toes ahead, bend the knees. Pull the elbows back. Little bend in the elbows. Take an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, fold between the legs, knees still bent. Drop the head. As you get down low, you can stay there or you can straighten the legs. Bow in. One round of lion's breath. You'll stick the tongue out. Inhale. Tongue out, loud breath. Exhale, let it go. Keep the hands interlacing. Scoop the heart forward. Inhale, rise up to stand. As you exhale, pivot the left toes forward. I like to heel toe the left foot further to the left. Spin to the back right toes. So now you're in a high runner's lunge. Inhale. Lean out halfway as you exhale. Hands still interlaced behind the back. Shift forward, float up, warrior three. Right heel back, knuckles back, shoulders away from the ears. Hug in with your focus, your inner thighs today. On an inhale, float to stand, left foot grounding, right knee up and into the chest. Stack the right thigh tightly over the left. Find your version of it. Toes to the mat or wrap around the calf. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right elbow under left. Lift the forearms up. Press the elbows forward and then sit down into that left thigh like you're sitting into chair. Fold it out, elbows past the knees like a tight little ball. So this is full Samanavayu. Everything is moving in, inner thighs, inner forearms, focus. Take a breath. Release the fingertips down, fingertips under shoulders. So then you support yourself. Start to unwrap the right leg and then reach the right leg back. Stack the right hip on top of the left. Open the right arm to the sky. Full half moon. That block is there if it's needed and supportive for you. Spread out wide. Maybe you float the fingers. Maybe you engage the front body once again. Take one more big inhale, Ardha Chandrasana. As you exhale, so slow, bend the left knee. Float step the right foot back. Warrior two, you land. Reverse it on an inhale. Left arm up and over, so close. Sweep back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Spin to your back right toes and float your left leg up and back into three-legged downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Look back at your right toes. Start to walk your hands back. Once your fingertips get underneath your shoulders, pull your heart forward. Reach your heart ahead. Left hand under left shoulder. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Drive the left leg back. Reach out of the crown of the head. Make space for what's available today, what's possible today. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. Walk the hands back out. Three-legged downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Spin the sole of the right foot flat. Reach your right hand down. Catch the blade of your left foot. Kick your left leg out towards straight. Lift your left leg up. Use your right hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right hand back to the mat. Left knee to left elbow. Left foot to right wrist. Set it down, single pigeon pose. Reach the right toes back. Walk the hands back. Catch and interlace the fingers. Knuckles low, hips drop. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk your way out. Supported by a block, using the elbows, or resting the chest to the mat. Close the eyes if you can. Go back inside of yourself. And so often, whether it's the meditation of a yoga asana practice or seated meditation, teaches us how to be with the things we find challenging to be with. And James Baldwin wrote, "Love removes the masks we fear we cannot live without and know we cannot live within." And so to awaken is really to love ourselves enough to do the work that no one else can do for us, to break or interrupt the habits and the patterns, the conditioning that no one else can interrupt for us. We have to love ourselves enough to step in, to have the discipline, to show up in a different way than maybe we were taught to by our culture, by our families. And so you breathe not to change yourself. You breathe to love yourself. On an inhale, walk your hands back in, wrists underneath shoulders, straighten your arms. Tuck the right toes under, lift your right knee, step back to your last plank. Take an inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, final time. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the knees to the floor, crawl the knees forward. Cross the ankles behind you, roll onto the back. As you roll onto the back, have your heels in alignment with your sitting bones. We'll set up for bridge. Arms by the sides. You always have that option to take supported bridge instead, but really ask yourself why you're choosing the pose you're choosing. There's a part of me that tends to be, if I'm honest, a little bit lazy. And there are times when supported bridge is called for, and there are other times when I'm really being called to dig a little bit deeper to turn that fire on. But you got to know for yourself. It's not up to a teacher to decide. Press into your feet, lift your hips, bridge pose. You might catch and interlace the hands, walking one shoulder under and then the next. Press the forearms, the outer wrists down. Inner thighs spiral down like you're hugging a block between your inner legs. Little bit of space between your chin and your heart. So you feel the beautiful arch of the neck curving away from the mat. Take one more inhale. Release the hands if you caught them. Lower slow, upper back, middle back, lower back. Everything touches. You're just there for a beat. You could come back to bridge or full Urdhva Dhanurasana today, wheel pose. Flip the hands back by the ears. Hug the elbows in, slip the shoulders down the back. First, press to the crown of the head and pause, plant into the hands. Move the shoulders away from the ears again, and then straighten the arms, hang the head, press into the feet. Spin the inner thighs down again. If you want to, you could rise to the toes, lift the heels. Take a deep breath in. If the heels are lifted, drop the heels, tuck the chin, lower slow, upper back, so you release to the shoulders, then the middle back, and then the lower back. Pause when you land. Take a second. Reach down, hug the knees into the chest. Rock all the way up to sit. Reach both legs straight forward. Flex the toes to the face. Counter your back bends. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, fold. Catch what you catch today. Bodies are different at different times in life. Your job is not to jam your face between your calves. Close your eyes. Stepping away from that need to know what it looks like and feel it from the inside. And then let there be some rounding. Let it go. Drop in. And for a moment, with the eyes closed, imagining that you were wearing a superhero cape and that your breath were inflating that superhero cape on your back body. So each inhale, as if you could breathe into the many muscles that surround and support the spine. And the breath, just one of those primary ways that we can shift and move energy, especially in the places where it's stagnant or it's stuck. Stay. It's almost like working with a massage therapist. If you're tensing and resisting and holding your breath, you won't get anywhere in the support and the healing that's being offered. But if you feel safe and you can release into it and breathe your way through it, then we might be lucky to have a little bit of a breakthrough. And breaking through those energetic knots and eventually breaking through those samskaras, those conditioned patterns and habits, those reactive behaviors that often are the things keeping us from really awakening to who we really are, who we really have the potential to be. And on an inhale, roll all the way up. If you can, keep the eyes closed and cross your legs for a moment. We won't be here long.
Be simple with it. Hands can rest on the knees or they can rest in the lap. Close your eyes and let go of the sound of the Ujjayi breathing. Now, just a simple, silent in and out breath. To sit with yourself for a moment, to reap the benefits of your practice. And so often people say, we all say that we can't break the habits or the patterns. We're stuck. What the Buddha taught was that you are not so special as to be the only one who does not possess the capacity to awaken in this lifetime. He taught that everyone can awaken in this lifetime. We are not so special as to be excluded from that. And so just to sit here for a moment, to know this moment fully is you turning the light of awareness on. That membership to a collective that is always already present, something to which you have always already belonged. And so just for a moment, you let awareness catch you. Breathe. You could stay here seated today, or keeping the eyes closed, recline onto the back. Let the feet open out wide. Let the arms come down by your sides. Turn the palms to the sky if you take full Shavasana today. And Shavasana, the translation of which is corpse pose, it's called that because we die to the future. We die to the past. And in this final rest, we awaken fully into the present moment. And from this place, you rest. Allow this next breath to deepen. Out into the sides of the waist, down into the belly. Bend the knees if you're on your back. Curl to your left side. Pause for a moment. Cradle your head. Support yourself, eyes still closed. And press down into the hands, rise to sit. Cross the legs if you're not already there, eyes still closed. Join the hands at the space of the heart, bow the chin. And as Mark Nepo says, now it's time for us to put aside what we are learning and go live it. On an inhale, drawing the thumbs to the forehead for clarity of thought. The fingertips to the lips for thoughtfulness of speech. And the hands to the heart for consistency of action, allowing your practice to guide you through everything you're thinking, saying, and doing. Take a final deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Be sure to click subscribe below and then sign up for my newsletter at laureneckstrom.com so that you can be invited to join these free practices each time I host them live. You can also find me at innerdimensiontv.com, where you'll be able to enjoy all of my newest yoga programs, audio meditation series, single classes, and so much more. Thank you again for your practice today.